napkins. 4 tacos with extra cheese. If they made them correctly. 2 packages of mayonnaise. My radio is playing. "12 minutes after 1. Scores in 43 minutes. Is what it is. Enforcer guy. Toronto's the hottest team in baseball. Yankee jokes. My office is open. Let me get one sub. NBC Sports is 4 blocks away. Late night. What's for lunch tomorrow? My menu, is it right? I'll check in a minute. Nepo baby jokes. Chip Carey. Who the hell would watch that? Curly's grandson? RPG 7 or Final Fantasy 7? Phone number. Wow. Ham Man's Attic. Watch this.
Get started today with smarter tools and guidance from real mortgage experts. Find out how at rocketmortgage.com. Rocket Mortgage LLC licensed in 50 states and MLS consumeraccess.org number 3030.
Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on. Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASC certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today. What if you could unlock over $1 billion in personal and business credit? That's exactly what Ray Reynolds can do for you. I'm talking about protecting your family and building your business with $100,000 in personal loans.
Hey, my show's
And Ray can help you rebuild your credit score.
25% over.
Ray Reynolds isn't just any expert. He helped the security chief of TRW to become Experian, one of the most trusted credit bureaus. If you're looking to get your finances on track, Ray is the man you should call for a 750 credit score. Call Ray.
Call Ray.
427-5991. 800-427-5991. Join his live webinars and attend his weekly That's 800-427-5991. Life moves fast. A new home, a new baby, a new chapter. But without an estate plan, your future is still vulnerable. With Trust and Will, you can name guardians, start a trust,
FYP.
directives, and more. All online in about an hour. It's attorney designed, state specific, and built to protect what you love. Plans start at just $199, and every plan is safe, secure.
Hello and welcome to my show. Smoke some crack. Dory didn't hear me say that. Maybe I could sneak some. Maybe I could sneak some. You got any? Chill the radio.
Pro 1511, 3. End. Teddy Belcher 4K Ultra Wide 21, 9. Teddy Belcher 4K Ultra Wide 21, 9. 1, 5, 6, 9.
Exciting stuff today. New 49ers uniform. Uniform reveal for the Rivals 49ers. They'll wear the Rivals uniforms twice this year. We have an idea what the logo could look like. All four letters, 49ers in the same size font. So it'll be 4 letters on the helmet instead of 2. Usually you just see SF on the helmet, right? So right now the helmet only says SF on it. Next year it'll say F 49RS. Big change, big change. What do you think the helmet will look like? Butterflies. Well, I think you on my For You page again. Why you on my For You page? It's for you. It's for you. I feel like I'm gonna get a rosy red nose from blowing it. Yeah, new 49er helmets tomorrow. That's crazy. I'm gonna look at the 95 helmet real quick. Even the 95 helmet was nearly identical. I think I might be Jewish. We need a DNA test. I love my big nose. I love big noses. Are you Jewish? You might not even know it. Did you take a DNA test? You probably shouldn't. Most people don't need to know. You're just a kid, huh? 7 years old. Save my second package. I'll slurp that in the morning. When I wake up with nothing, I'll slurp my mayonnaise. Yes, these are Jack in the Box tacos with extra cheese and mayonnaise. That's $5.50, I think. My beer was $2. My pack was 8. I basically dropped $15 every at midnight every day. It's that simple. You urban scavenge during the day. All right. Oh, it's spilled. What did I think was going to happen? Wiggly wobbly. I'm just crashing out. I crash out when I wake up. When I'm, because I don't prepare for the day. By the end of the day, my crash out is minimal. Let's say staff. Being around hotel staff during working hours, I might chew their ass out. But if it's the hotel night staff, the same people I have to go to bed with every night, I don't fuck with them. Those day job people, sometimes they join the world of the living, the daily people. The world discriminates against people who wake up late. You have an easy mode with you waking up early to steal the economic opportunities of your fellow countrymen. You are not a bird. You do not need to be early to get worms. There's way more nature below the surface. You only see the surface. The underworld's ecosystem is nearly untouched. The only people who know about it are miners. Miners are like gamers. Gamers keep playing after they're done with beating the game, and miners keep working after the clock, after they're supposed to go home because they just take shit. They just keep taking shit. Miners and gamers. Working in a mine is the best job for a kid. Mines are not safe, but that's pretty old technology. We come a long way from, one-way slave pits where don't come out unless you have something. I want you to bring it. You go in there, get me 50 pounds of rocks, or I ain't letting you out. What do you mean you're stumbling to the surface with nothing? We can put you on a mine cart, send you right back down. That's an easy mode. There must have been somebody's job, the enforcer, keeping people who bring up nothing down in the hole. Those emotes. Nice AK-40. AK-47 is not an accurate rifle. Your first shot is most likely to miss, just like the RPG-7. Except the RPG-7, if you fire two at the same time, you have a nearly 100% chance that one rocket will hit. It's like squad firepower. 120 rounds downrange per minute, or some shit. With the RPG, you double tap. The first warhead goes in and gets destroyed by the explosive armor, and immediately after that, the second RPG-7 hits. And RPG-7s are cheap. They're like $100 a shot. You shoot two at the same time with 50% accuracy. Only one will actually hit. RPGs are random. You have a random 50% chance to miss. Especially with the first shot, because the front sight post sucks. The scope on an RPG-7 is trash. So you miss with your first shot, and then you adjust to aim. An RPG cost $2,000. The warhead cost $100. 2,000 rounds of ammunition went up in a fire today in a Pennsylvania home. End of the stream. I'd love to, but I do my hour every night. This is my hour. I'm here for the people that need me. You needing to talk to somebody like that? Hey, I'll take it. You can say those things, because that might, cause destruction in somebody else's life. I can handle it. I'm on pace for my 6 a.m. orgasm. Don't worry about me. The show will be over. If I see the sun up, I've been awake too long. I woke up at 3:30 today. It's 1:40. That's 9 fucking hours. I'm not allowed to be tired right now. I'm too hard on myself. I'm too mean to stop living. Okay, all these nice people. Okay, I'll shut up. I'll be nice. I'll go to sleep. That as soon as that gets you, you're done. We got new 49er uniforms today. I can't close my eyes. I need to see. Would like to shave. I'm not getting in the tub though. You left me hanging for 10 minutes. I didn't get a single view. Come on now. Subs. I don't see the 10 people watching. I don't see the subs going up. You were giving it away 10 subs a day 2 years ago. Now what? Forgot how to press buttons. Realized support means nothing next to the quality of the content. I know, maybe your shirt, because your shirt is too tight. You're offended by my loose shirt. You could never be like me. Worshipping Hulk Hogan, the man that rips off his shirt. You sitting there with your shirt on, hoping nobody sees you. A lot of fatties around the world have realized that they're just better off not wearing a shirt. Nobody's gonna look anyways. But when they do look, they remember, and they size you up. Like you're, I could never be that big. How is that possible? What happened to that person? But I love fat people. I used to hate fat people. But you can't hate people for things they can't control. And of all the things that humans think they control, you think you control your body mass index? Not really. Most people are all natural, you know. All that trying hard to look good just makes you look bad. Just look normal. That's why I say I am normal. No tattoos. Jeez, I can go and live with the Amish. Maybe I could actually reform them because they won't listen to people with tattoos, you know. That's why I'm for everybody. Everybody is nobody's allowed to reject me. You cannot reject me for a simple mark on my body. No, maybe a runny nose, you can judge me. I just want to lay in the bathtub and blow my nose underwater, you know? I feel the snot in the water. It's all slimy. Let's get to chugging my beer at my 35-minute mark. It's 15 minutes till the radio tells me the score, so set my alarm for 13 minutes.
Done.
And I will now swipe up and look at the battery on my phone. I'm at 61%. We're going to make it an hour. Sometimes, like at 55 minutes, my phone dies. Okay, 1:58, alarm's going off. I got 13 minutes to yap to myself. Then I got a 3-minute audio lesson. I will react once to the biggest thing they say. They should note that the new 49er uniforms are coming out today. I want to hear big hype. I want to accurately predict the lead story on Fox Radio. Maybe watery eyes, sinusy. What is this? Sneeze again. Went to school with Zachary Taylor Thomas. He was on Home Alone. I was watching 3DO ESPN soccer today and had Zachary Taylor Thomas doing a bunch of stuff similar to Titus in Final Fantasy X. And it's like, yeah, actually, I went to school with Titus in Final Fantasy X, and that means I'm from Xanarkand land. Wow. I never realized that until right now. I went to school with the guy that played Titus on 3DO. And then when they were making Final Fantasy X, they needed inspiration, and clearly the developers were playing ESPN soccer on 3DO in Japan because it's reflective in the story, in the product. Zachary Taylor Thomas even looks exactly like Titus. I'm just saying. It was the Maya Hamm soccer by ESPN. Just shut up and ran in the street. I want to hear everything. In case I missed something.
Benjamin Creedmoor smoked some crack. Benjamin Creedmoor smoked the entire pack of cigs, bro.
Hogan made Rockstar Spud a complete nobody. It's 2025. The last guy Hogan pushed and elevated to superstardom is non-existent as a public figure. Hogan was working with Tugboat and Earthquake, two complete losers who were out of the... Hogan, if you're working with Hogan and you're not Mr. Wonderful, you will not be booked again. Anywhere those two go, Coco Beware will be close. Have you ever been to the moon? Well, I haven't. Everything about Coco Beware is a bird. He's as high as a bird. He's so high. I'm so high. I'm so high. That's why Hogan kept him around. "10 minutes till my radio tells me what's up." I watched last night's episode. It was good. Can't tell you everything I'm thinking today. Because I want to tell other people before you. I still talk to other people. I usually run things by somebody else. I could do that in the chat box of somebody else's show. I could do that in a personal message to somebody in real life I grew up with. I guess I have 3 areas or 4 areas to express myself digitally. Everybody, my viewership has plummeted. Pirate software is Cyrax tier. Just don't watch. Everybody wanted me to watch Cyrax. I look at, I like pleasant humans. I like good-looking humans. I don't spend my time looking at fucked up people. And I'm not fucked up. And when you're looking at me, you realize, hey, this guy's not really that fucked up. I claim to be normal. Remember, I claim to be normal. I didn't have good grades in school. I wasn't trained by the people who told me what normal should look like. They had impossible standards. And the standard was really to tolerate being last in line. But now I'm in line. The line gets longer. And when I jump in line, people see me. They say, hey, he knows where the line is. People get behind me. You know, on a healthy economy, you could be waiting at a cash register with one transaction and nobody behind you, you know. Now there's hundreds. You know, there's a lot of people waiting to pay at the last remaining register. And I feel like this is where I always wanted to be. I wanted to be in line, but not the last. I know you're not last in line because somebody got in line behind you. I know. I got housing. I made it to the front of the line. Guys, you can do it too. Maybe it's $500 to share a tent with a homeless person. Is that a good deal? 500 to share a tent with a homeless person? Then you don't need to go buy your own tent. It's easy. Purchasing a tent is one of the biggest purchases you'll ever make in your life. I'm being facetious. The alarm goes off in 3 minutes. I'm normal. I don't want to hear the Pulse nightclub commercial. I don't. I'd rather listen to Cars for Kids. I'm watching people play Mr. Pandaria. They don't even flask. And they're missing 10% of their damage. They're trying to breeze through the game. You need 24 flasks. Well, 12 flasks a day, 30 potions an hour, 30 gliders an hour. The consumables, the deeper you get into World of Warcraft up to Legion cut back on the consumables a little. You don't need 30 potions. Well, you still need 30 potions an hour. Let me hit my thing. It's getting empty. I'm gonna refill it next. Maybe probably tomorrow. All the wet spots. Can't see. Radio in 2 minutes. I will hit the snooze. The snooze will go off in 10. I will end the show before I hit an hour. Because I don't care about how many views I can get in an hour. It's how many views you can get in less than an hour. If it's over an hour, people might be confused. They might say, oh, well, that was 1.59 hours. Bigfoot AI. I saw Bigfoot. The Sasquatch is real. Dr. Sasquatch costs too much, man. Saving up some money to get some soap and then wash your body. So worried about bringing home food, you bringing home soap. That's just like, dude, are you some kind of boomer? Some kind of boomer? Don't you know there's warehouses of soap from 100 years ago? There's plenty of soap. We get an ad for the Argonaut, the San Francisco Historical Society. Sutter's Mill grew to a multilingual migration point in under a couple of years.
San Francisco Historical Society exists to uncover, preserve, and present to
That's right, I made my bed.
colorful and diverse history of our city.
Yeah.
As a member, you'll receive the Argonaut, an award-winning publication that has provided in-depth historical accounts for over 30
I made my bed.
newsletter. Bring on the
That's what I call made.
Historical presentations.
There's a bag of potato chips underneath the mattress.
To study the San Francisco Historical Society. Behind history, viewing future.
But my beer is up nearly to the top still. At 49 minutes, I'm not drinking out of control.
Jason Smith with Mike Harmon. Weeknights at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. Dan Patrick.
Dan Patrick is funny.
Always saying the right things. Here's my thought process with this. If I had abs, just think about it. And always asking the right questions. You don't have to answer. I have to ask the questions. It's the Dan Patrick Show. I want publicity. Doing radio the way he knows. Listen, weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, right here. Fox Sports Radio. The most fearless voice in sports is on FS1. The one and only Colin Cowherd is bold, unique, and outspoken. Wow, you can see him on the herd. Weekdays at noon Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KCMC FM at HD1 San Francisco. An Odyssey station. And here's what you need to know. Washington Commanders wide receiver Terry McLaurin reported to camp. He's now on the PUP list with an ankle injury. Dallas gave tight end Jake Ferguson a 4-year extension. The Chargers gave tackle Rashawn Slater a 4-year extension worth $92 million guaranteed. WNBA wins for Connecticut and Indiana. New York star Breanna Stewart is out Monday with a leg injury. The Chicago Bulls gave coach Billy Donovan a contract extension. In women's soccer, England took the Euro final on penalty kicks against Spain. Bubba Wallace was the NASCAR winner at Indy. That ends his 100-race winless streak. Alex Palou took the IndyCar race in Northern California. The New York Mets won their 7th straight game, 5-3 over the Giants. Victories for the Brewers and Cubs starting Monday. Cubs at Milwaukee. Those two tied for first in the NL Central. Angels beat Seattle 4-1, but Cal Raleigh his 41st homer. I'm Steve DeSager. Pay attention, you just may learn something.
You hear that? So pay attention. So pay attention. You might learn something. The Nets have it. The Mets with the 7-game winning streak, or with at least two in a row over the Giants. Hello from San Francisco. The Mets are good. Toronto is peaking. Boston, never heard of them. I'm not from Boston. I don't watch Boston shit. MLB standings.
Here are the standings for the MLB from the current season.
Pirates last place with 44 wins. The Red Sox have 57 wins. The Mets have 62 wins. Dodgers at 61. Philadelphia 60. Houston 60. Blue Jays are still the best team in the league at 63. So the Mets and Blue Jays are pushing big numbers. Who says hello? It's Ghoul. I can usually think it's Ghoul because the shape of your name, you have a short name. So I don't like to read names. Some people only read the name. They see I joined their chat. They're like, oh, Teddy, oh, but they won't read what I said. You know, I'm the opposite. I tend to read what people say, and then I look at the name. Some people will just read it all quick without even thinking. Those are the fun shows to watch. You joined late last episode. It was the final minute. I mentioned Hogan 20 minutes ago. I said something slightly different about him that I had said previously. To reiterate, I elaborate consistently. I seldom seldomly rehash or refresh pre-existing script. But what did I say about Hogan? That, if I can remember, he took care of Mr. Wonderful. He took care of Honky Tonk Man and Coco Beware, always talking about how high he is. That Hogan wasn't down to earth, I'll tell you that. And I was thinking today, as I'm drinking my beer to cope with my audience, Hogan is a goddamn alcoholic. They're gonna talk about steroids. One of the most important questions they asked him is the effects of beer on the gym, and he admit that he had the John Kazooskak workout where they get drunk all night and they lift weights until the sun comes up, and they work every body part once a year. Wow, once a year he comes out with the big, I'm working his leg night and people are looking. That's basically what he was saying. But I said something before that, while mumbling in the first 20 minutes. Other slide. Get a notification. The War Channel uploaded Angels of the Sky full documentary 6 minutes ago. Get a commercial for Eggo waffles.
Yep. New protein Eggo waffles. Same great Eggo taste with 20% of your daily protein. Lego my protein Eggo.
Protein Eggos, gross. Is that their way of saying, hey, the new Eggos have some stuff in it because we know you got nothing to put on it. That's the way it is. We know you got nothing to put on your Eggos, so we put protein in it. I saw a lady buying Eggos this week. She looked like she needed the box. If you have a toaster, and you can actually toast real food in that shit. Not a fucking Eggo. You can put a crumpet in that shit. And it takes 10 minutes to cook a crumpet. That's how you get the maximum value out of your toaster by putting something difficult in there to toast. An English crumpet. Even an English muffin can take a lot longer than an Eggo. An Eggo is basically, you're gonna push the toaster down, and you might even pop it up manually, because if the toaster's been already running, it'll burn your waffle. Breakfast. I like milk for breakfast. Can't beat milk. You can fuck milk up though by bad cereal. Carnation chocolate milk powder. That shit was the best breakfast. I only had it once, 1 week in my life. I was acting all normal because I ate carnation instant breakfast, which is the modern equivalent of whey protein shake. And I've never had a whey protein shake. It's 2:08 in the morning. There was this war in 1812. Nobody wants to talk about it. This is when Greece annexed part of eastern Turkey, the White Tower, the tower where all the Janissaries were killed. So, like, when they did the massacre in 1826, the Greece Orthodox Church took the tower back in 1912. 1812. Wait, it goes 1912, the White Tower. That's all you need to know. The Turks genocided the Christians, just like Armenia, just like Azerbaijan has still just sent all the Armenians back to the Balkans. I heard of traffic jams in Montenegro from Armenia. I reported that a year ago. Everybody is hungry for information, and you probably got lots of information today. Thankfully, you recovered from your information, and now you're ready to listen to me babble about what I'm dealing with. Same thing everybody deals with, but I believe that there's enough people in California to whoop the living shit out of the East Coast, so we don't have to listen to them. We can't weaponize our children unless we have the superior football on the field product. And right now, the Rams and the 49ers are the biggest threat to the entire East Coast. Today we got new 49er uniforms. Everybody, all eyes on San Francisco today with the new 49er uniforms. New helmets that potentially will say 49er on them instead of SF. So they no longer play in San Francisco, and they will no longer represent the city on their helmet. It's the end of an era. Less San Franciscos and more 49ers. I am 49 years old. 18,025. Let me double check my exact date. Because when you're, this girl looks good in VR porn on Spank Bang, but there's no name for, I don't know who the model is. Close that page. Okay, I just asked Days, SINCE. My phone is blocking my keyboard. I am exactly 18,022 days old. Mind you, 18,222 days. For a visual refresh. For the people who think I'm mumbling. My birthday, and today. It's my birthday and today. Birthday and today. Get it? Years mean nothing. Okay. How many years you are is such a small number. Don't even use it. Every single day you are another day ahead of your enemy. And my enemy is, I'm surrounded by people who are older and people who are younger, because 76 was the biggest dip in human population history, where nobody wanted to have babies. The Raiders won the Super Bowl, and we couldn't conquest the world because the enemies had infested the National League. if the Vikings won Super Bowl 11, the North would have attacked probably China. We probably could have stopped the Cultural Revolution of 76, where the word China was replaced by the word the C word, communism. It became culture. And now we just attack each other's cultures. And you have to admit that the National Football League is communist. It became communist in Super Bowl 11 when the Raiders won and they had no money and the rest of the league had to pay their salary. And that's when the NFL became communist and we couldn't attack China because safe passage in the wasteland was granted. The Raiders are the ultimate good guys. That's why the NFL hates them the most. They must be repressed until they learned what happened. The Raiders are not allowed to celebrate until they realized they would rather play a defensive war instead of an offensive war. The Raiders are more dangerous to America than the rest of the world. They are the thorn in our side. Vikings. We raid enemies. Raiders pillage their own villages. In my personal belief, that's why we don't let the Raiders come into Pasadena. After winning the very first Super Bowl in Pasadena, they ain't coming anywhere near. They ain't coming anywhere near. We're thankful that the Redskins came in and won a game in Pasadena. The Giants, many enemies. The Raiders have to go through 4 other teams. They can barely get past the Steelers right now. The Steelers state a claim in Pasadena. Pasadena is as holy as Kosovo. It is where careers come to die. It's where ideas come to die. And an idea is the hardest thing to kill. You have to kill it when it's young, when the kids are in college. We expect Penn State versus Oregon State this year. I would like to kill these Penn State players in Pasadena in a football game, losing to the Ducks, the great ghost of an honorable serviceman, Donald Duck. Unlike the pirate worshipping Pennsylvania players. The Steelers, their real name is Pirates. They changed their names. Pasadena was built high up on the mountain so the Pirates couldn't get there. You can see the ocean from Pasadena. It's 1,100 feet above the ocean. My house is 30 feet above the ocean. I checked the elevation. I did. The highest hill I climb is 63 feet above elevation, and that's just on my daily beer run. I do that at midnight, not in the middle of the day. So I'm walking up this 63-foot hill, a 33-foot incline. Good for your buttocks muscle. I check my battery. I'm at fucking 28%, and I feel like it just gave me a warning. It never gives a warning above 20%. Cheers. I can afford more than one beer. It sucks I still drink by myself, but we are on a Russian economy right now where I should probably be buying vodka Yeah, we're gonna kick off the NFL Week 1 with with some vodka. I promise you. July, August. This August, we're putting vodka on the menu. So I can't have that now. I have to wait for an actual football game to value out my pennies per calorie. Could you imagine getting a better economic deal? Shop like a Russian, get paid like an American. Everybody I see drinks hard alcohol. You're gonna tell me they got more money than me or some shit? They don't. I don't know how much. I'm probably just gonna buy. We'll start with a small flask, or I don't know. For proper purposes, I should get a full size wine bottle. You know, showing up to my set with a pocket flask would be just. I got it like that. I can afford more. I know I can get a deal somewhere. Take it out of my tobacco. I'd rather drink coconut rum. That's my favorite. I drink Belvedere, Tanqueray. I love Tanqueray. Gin. And I don't know why. I can't handle my gin. But it's the taste. It was at my grandma had it. I only a couple times. I mean, besides straight real original Budweiser was the only beer I had as a kid because my dad would give me a sip now and then, and I never wanted more than a sip. I knew Dad was trying to give me Dad gave me a beer. At least I realized he was an okay guy. My dad liked me. My dad didn't like my brother. My dad and my brother just. I was my dad's favorite. Dad left when I was 7, so my brother was 9. My sister was 5. She doesn't remember her dad. Way it goes. So trying to get information about 1983 and before is hard for me. Nobody. I mean, if I go to high school, that's like 95. I don't even talk to people about high school, but I mean, I remember all that shit too well. Anyways, just I got my yearbook. I earned my letter in football. I got something Hogan could never have. Hair on my chest. That's why I could say the Diddy party at Baby Oil, Hogan would bring his own bottles. I like keeping my hands dry. I could take lotion on my feet though, that wouldn't bother me. Nobody wants to do that for me. I don't I used to lotion up grandma's feet, rubbing grandma's feet. Oh, she loved it. My grandma loved it when I rubbed her feet. I love rubbing that woman. She was born in 1922. I'd rub her once a week, every week. It was her favorite night of the week. That was back in about 85, right? She was already 60, rubbing that 60-year-old woman's feet. And I know she liked it when I touched her. And I was only 10 years old, or 9 years old, 8 years old. It was really about the time I had a Nintendo. And I probably only did it, I was like, it was back, I wanted to play some video games. And I needed a job for inside the house when there's no yard work. I'd rather work inside anyways. So I convinced my grandma to pay me $3.50 an hour to rub her feet. And that's the same price to rent a video game. So I could rub that 60-year-old woman's feet for an hour and then play whatever video game I wanted for 3 days, you know? You gonna tell me that, you other gamers were living that kind of lifestyle? Not even close. I got more stories behind that one. I was a Don Juan. I was flirting with everybody. I was the most flirtatious boy. I was the only boy that knew how to flirt in a fucking class. I had every single girl in the school was all over my shit. They had to kick me out the school districts because I had so much pull. Good times, good times. She pretty much paid for this hat. I mean, she built, I'm a made man, right? Based by World War II veterans of Operation Paperclip. Gronk AI said we will all be paperclip. They told me it was coming. I had spoilers. Society would collapse. The people that will eliminate are the politicians, and the teachers. I am a mystic. I am a mystic. Mostly influenced by the Pilgrims. Everybody's taught about the Pilgrims first, so we all have to know that we came to America to have religious freedom, modern day separation from church and state. But then you get to your modern heroes. Abe Lincoln, Gandhi. Quick, who's after Gandhi? Rasputin. Yeah, those are my three I still have more Rasputin questions. I should Google Rasputin AI. Let's do that right now. I want to know his travels in Montenegro. That's what intrigues me. How much exposure to Kosovo? How at home would he feel in Kosovo? Cheers. That's what I'm thinking. Self-proclaimed paperclip. Right. If you watch the movie 300, I am the guy with the hunchback. You know. I have the secret plans. I am the R2D2. I am R2D2. I am nothing but secret plans. You know, Elvis was a Memphis thing, and Hogan, he took the name Hulk in Memphis. Hogan said he met Elvis, but most people say that Hogan's a liar. It's impossible. His biggest lie ever was meeting Elvis, because Hogan was a nobody in '77 when Elvis died. Why? There's no evidence that Hogan met. Prove me wrong. Battery 16%. Let me look at the statistics for this episode. I didn't want to talk about Gronk AI this episode. According to Gronk AI, I'm actually a Jew. Let me type that out. I haven't told my family yet. Major Gronk AI spoilers. All Germans are Jews. All Germans are Jews. Major spoilers. Could always suspect is my big nose. Now, Austria says they will reconstitutionalize their army against what Russia said they could never have an army. Let's go Austria. There's somebody I can get behind. They shoot us mad. They started the whole shit in the first place. Fran. My favorite Fran is Francis Trollope. Taking my socks off. had their chance. They missed it. October 7th. Could have been a one-day war. The IEF failed to take the final objective. Pushing everybody to the corner of Gaza doesn't mean you cleared the Gaza. You could have just opened the fence for them and let them out. Instead of saying, the fence is closed, we got you. They could have just... Egypt fucked up. Egypt is done fucked up. Now they are classified as biomass. They call me weird. They say I'm stupid and shit. But I do look down at others as less than. I know you haven't had my lessons. You cannot be expected to be on my level, safely tucked away in a in-and-out hotel downtown San Francisco. It's amazing I got it like that. I'm here to continue General Patton's work. Patton said we beat the wrong army. That's not true. Patton was confused. Patton would see the light of day. If Patton survived, Patton would be corrected that the Germans were the correct enemy. All Germans, because they're all Jews. You pick the side of one, you're just ignoring the side of the others. I want to wrap up this episode before I have to respond to any comment. So, good one. Good one. And now check my statistics. I want to do that. That's what I like to do. 10% battery warning. We go from 502 to 500. Zooming in. 77 views in the first hour. 12 views in the subsequent 27 minutes, with an estimate of 89 views in 88 minutes. I'll see you next time. That's 1 view per minute, by the way.